Oh, all right. Knock, 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 knock. Knock, knock. Oh, hey, we got a little bit of a crowd here. Welcome to Open Minds Cafe here at the Bookery here in Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are going to be going hybrid, meaning that we'll be doing some live performances here in person, and we'll also be broadcasting live through Zoom. And if there's anything from my experience hosting these events, you just never know who's going to be showing up and from where. So it's just a fun gathering of international experiences potentially. So with that said, we're going to get this shindig started. That said, if you, any of you would like to end up participating or what have you, there's the list down over by the podium at the entrance. So with that said, let's get this shindig started. So I'm gonna lead off tonight's action with a poem. So I guess at this time, give it for your host.
Ray Reyes.
Usually I would have, like, ideally be good at a co-host that would also say, hey, this guy has a name. So with that said, hi, I'm Dre Reyes. And here's this really dumb poem. When I say dumb, you'll see. I just imagined after the Republican National Convention, in an alternate universe, what if Hulk Hogan was a decent-hearted human being? Fucking weird, right? Weird. Well, I had a little fun with this train of thought and referenced that short-lived pasta chain he had called Pasta Mania. So without further ado, here's Pasta Mania in the voice of Hulk Hogan.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I've been exercising more muscle in my 26-inch pythons as of late. And I'm talking about the big muscle, the most important muscle, the big noodle, the brain, and not the Bobby Heenan variety, dude. The Hulkamaniacs and I have been doing our research on global warming. With the sea levels rising, many natural habitats are in danger, brother. There's no shame in crying when the whole world around you is suffering and you feel the spiritual bond between you and the living, breathing forces of life that build that plant's ecosystem brick by brick, getting stronger and stronger by the second to the point that it is palpitating faster than a stampede of intergalactic shooting stars through every square millimeter of your face, and you're overwhelmed with empathy, brother. And if that wasn't enough, my heart bleeds for all the Hulkamaniacs who go hungry worldwide. For what would they do for just a simple meal, man? And then I got to thinking as to how we could kill two birds with one stone, brother. First, I had to go to another universe, a whole new frontier, to obtain secret knowledge that binds all living things together. I went to college, me and Gene, and I came up with an elaborate college educated plan that would end both world hunger and the rising sea level. I went to great lengths to fund research, and honestly, we don't really know what we're dealing with here, man. I'm just a little worried that with my level of influence that I have, but if there's anything I've learned, is that Hulkamania is the most powerful universe, the most powerful force in the universe, and we're about to give birth to a whole new movement, and that's Pasta Mania, brother. When you cook pasta, what happens to the overall volume of the boiling water in that pot? The pasta absorbs the water. There is less volume. It's just a matter of doing the same thing, but in a much grander scale, man. You don't have to add salt to the boiling water in our oceans, brother. And who doesn't love pasta, man? Who doesn't love pasta? Who doesn't love sucking down some saucy spaghetti, or gnawing on some gnocchi, or feeding on some fettuccine, or ravaging on some ravioli, or macking on some mac jack? We'll have so much pasta, we would literally be swimming it all, man. So rising sea levels, World hunger! What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Pasta Mania runs wild on you?
Yeah, everybody give it up for your host,
There's that
Dre
piece. What the heck was
Reyes.
that sound? Ow.
Woo!
Thank you.
Woohoo!
That was an experience I'd
That
like
was
to
great,
share.
man. I love that one.
Captured his voice.
Thank you. I
Literally
tried.
and conceptually.
Not sure I'm gonna look
Yeah, what
at
if all
pasta the
those
same
pieces
way
of
again.
You know,
Oh,
right?
I'm very hungry now.
I digress. But with that said, this is now a live open mic. So with that said, we're gonna keep the shindig rolling. On deck, live here, we got Big Slap, Big Butt Step up to the plate, bringing it via Zoom. Please give it for Principe at this time. All right.
Sitting in front of me are dainty white shoes, size 3 to be exact. From that to size 10. How did that happen? Well, I moved from Germany to Washington State, living life on a new slate. No dad in the picture for 2 years. At 5, he came back in my life. A birthday card tells the story of not wanting to be forgotten. Who knows what happens between those two parents? Yet years later, here I am, all grown up, with word throwing up on the catacomb pages. In between the I love you and Mighty Morphin, Hell rose and Heaven froze. Crazy childhood, cozy childhood, and a medium-sized speech impediment. I rode the short bus. From that to riding buses, and then to driving myself. My mother never drove herself, so I'm a step ahead. Next, accomplish dreams of being a successful writer. Like highway, my eyes are stretched for miles. There are no miles between mother and I. Now I'm wearing a size 10. That's the first poem right there, kind of a rough draft.
Oh, I'm loving it. I missed your poetry. We haven't seen you in a while, man. It's good.
I'm busy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. If you got a
I'm
second
the
piece, we'd love to hear it.
At this time, please give it one more time for Principe. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing, my man. Keep doing that work. Your pet is fire. That said, we're gonna keep the shindig rolling. All right? Yeah. So on deck, on Zoom, that is, we're gonna be having Thomas Open Minds. Let's step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Big Slappy. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Big Slappy. Hi. And I decided I'd dress up a little bit today. The normal day for this poetry slam is the last Saturday, but that falls on Thanksgiving, so I figured I'd give everybody a look at what I'll be wearing to Thanksgiving, mostly. With one exception, I think I'll probably wear a different jacket. That was a joke. Speaking of jokes, and since we started with a lighthearted poem, I think I'd continue it with a lighthearted poem about generational differences in taste in media. Is these picking me up, by the way? Okay, because I can't hear anything outside of my own face. This poem is called Brain Rot is Eternal. These dang kids, with their goddamn TikToks and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you, it's physically rotting their brains. Less than 60 seconds of nonsense, all remake and sped up, and the content, you can call it that, garbage. Pure garbage. And garbage rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. Yeah, I was born in the best generation for media. Even though a lot of folks older than me would say, these goddamn kids, with their goddamn vines and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you. It's actually rotting their brains. Less than 10 seconds of nonsense, all nightcore and vaporwave. And the comedy, if you can call it that, trash. Pure trash. And trash rots. It rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. I was born in the best generation for media. But still, a lot of folks older than me would say, these goddamn kids with their goddamn YouTubes and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you. It's literally rotting their brains. Less than 10 minutes of nonsense, all chopped and screwed. And the humor, if you can call it that, junk. Pure junk. And junk rots. Rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. I was born in the best generation for media. And yet, a lot of folks older than me would say, these goddamn kids with their goddamn video games and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you. It's completely rotting their brains. Less than half an hour of nonsense, all flashing and screaming. And the games, if you can call them that, sewage. Pure sewage. And sewage rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. I was born in the best generation for media. Despite all the old folks older than me who would say, these goddamn kids, with their goddamn cartoons and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you. It's completely rotting their brains. Less than half an hour of nonsense, all wacky voices and dumb gags, and the characters, if you can call them that, crap. Pure crap. And crap rots. Rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. I was born in the best generation for media. But a lot of folks older than me would say, these goddamn kids with their goddamn comic books and whatever, it's all brain rot. Brain rot, I tell you. Completely rotting their brains. Less than 20 pages of nonsense, all violence and no substance. And the art, if you can call it that, rubbish. Pure rubbish. And rubbish rots. Rots your brain. It's nothing like when I was a kid. I was born in the best generation for media. I watched Rowan and Martin's Laughing. Oh,
Give it up for Big Slappy.
And for the ones who are not familiar with Roman Martin's Aladdin, it is a riot.
what if they invented vines in the 70s?
In the late 60s, actually, yeah. Like, they were pretty much the precursor to Saturday Night Live or all that in some ways. Yeah, very much Vine in the 1960s. Check it out. It's on Amazon. Everybody go for Big Slappy with that one. That was fun.
Yeah, Big Slappy. Oh, I loved it, man.
Thanks.
And that's
Thanks,
we're gonna keep
Slappy.
this shindig rolling. Since we got two performers live, we're just gonna be alternating. With that said, on deck is yours truly. Stay there. But coming up next, please give it up for Thomas Open Minds. Take it away when you are ready.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for being here. I have a piece that I want to share. It's called Flicker. Flickering in and out of existence, this dance I twist with reality. Light fades then reignites my mentality. Each pulse bringing me closer to my true state of being. Freeing my soul, allowing me to behold a pure sight and true love above all else. I feel this need to promise myself that even when I lose hope, to keep going, glowing with the warm, radiant light. I push past the darkness with each flicker of my essence, all the lessons I've learned, the patience I've earned, unconcerned with the petty things people seem to be trapped by. I keep my mind as sharp as this light that slices into the dark parts of my heart. It illuminates, then eliminates any doubt. As long as I keep pure intentions, the intensity of my light will flicker brighter with each pulse of this fire burning in my soul, hoping to grow old enough to make a real difference in this world that we live in. I'll never give in to the temptation of taking the easy way, breeze through the day by day. I believe in me. I see that we can all become the things we most treasure when we work together. Hold each other close in cold weather. Keep our souls as light as a feather. Flicker in and out. Our breath keeping pace. Flicker in and out. Into a better space. Flicker with me. Flicker bright with haste. Flicker with me now. We have no time to waste. Peace.
All right,
Yeah,
everybody, for Thomas Open Mind.
More.
yeah, Tommy. What?
Woohoo! We can become what we most treasure when we work together.
And let's see here, we got on deck, we have Nadia, but seventh of late now. It's me, so give up for your host. So, trying to preface this poem is ridiculous because it's based on a true story. When older people don't know the meaning of the word ski, and it blows things out of proportion. Oh, so with that said, this is the Central High Ski Catastrophe of 2009. On Monday, 4/20/2009, not kidding, Skeet made a messy situation at Central High School that School Spirit Week was canceled, student council essentially dissolved, and Skeet everywhere. If high school drama were like earthquakes, let me tell you, shockwaves were felt in every high school in the area, with McAllister Hall of the classical building of Central High's campus being the epicenter. The first day of Central Week 2009 was capped off with the annual talent show, which featured my best friend performing a cover of the Assumption song. If you haven't heard of the song before, check it out on YouTube. You're welcome. I remember him rehearsing earlier that day, telling me how he was able to incorporate a pretty cool Rick Roll gag at the end of his performance as he, quote unquote, rolls out of the stage. I thought it was clever. We both slightly considered the possible reactions and ramifications from faculty and parents, but ultimately we just said, fuck it, we'll do it live. As it came to showtime, his performance was a hit with students and a major flop with the adults there. At some point during the show, he was pulled aside, spoken to by some assistant principals, told that his performance earned him a 2-day suspension. However, quick to his wit, he called bullshit because technically he didn't say anything particularly dirty. Y'all just assumed it. Except for that bit of telling the crowd to go to hell at the end because he couldn't think of a more satisfactory ending. Anyway, then he called further bullshit because the student council presidents did a radio-friendly acoustic version of Lil Jon's Get Low and said skeets a lot. Skeet, skeet, skeet. The adults there had no idea what skeet means, but in that context whatsoever. But if you didn't know, I got 2 words for you: sex sauce. Once it became knowledge that student council president was not only suspended, but he was stripped of his presidential duties, effective immediately. It wouldn't take long for news to spread like cracks on a windshield. I somehow was unaware of this meme-worthy calamity that went down the night before. Coming into school the next day was truly a sight to behold. Skeet everywhere, as far as the eye can see. Skeet written on faces, on arms, skeet on shirts, skeet on bathroom stalls, skeet on lockers and walls, skeet being yelled down in the halls, skeet left faculty and staff appalled, skeet headbands, bracelets, and temporary tattoos, y'all. I skeet you not. You haven't seen a student body decay quite like the fashion I've seen. Kids were using whatever extra butter. I'm not making this up. Kids were using whatever extra butter that wasn't being used for their bagels as glue to plaster the word skeet on the cafeteria walls. And dude, that shit would stay for hours. Imagine what that could do to your arteries, but I digress. We're straying away from the skeets. There was almost a sit-in. Seriously, there was almost a sit-in protest in the school courtyard on the last day of Central Week. But word broke out to the higher-ups, and they had their police ready. Needless to say, all this skeet left a stain that would last for the rest of the school year. What happened here with the Central High catastrophe of 2009 is a prime example of something small being blown explosively out of proportion by confused boomers as the story is passed on from class generation to class generation. Thank you.
Everybody give it up for your host, Dre Reyes. And give it up for Skeet.
Yeah. Hey.
Skeet forever.
Anyway,
Skeet.
so yes, Big Slappy?
In my defense, they didn't have anybody check any of the acts.
You're right, they didn't
just
check
let
any
you
of
go
the
out
acts.
there and do whatever you wanted. In high school.
In high school, in Manchester. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to share that ridiculousness. So with that said, we're gonna keep this shit big rolling. Thank you again for joining us here. That said, on deck, live, we got Big Slap. But step up to the plate now. I believe we have Nadia coming from Zoom to bring us some words. So give it over to Nadia at this time.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for holding space tonight. The poem I'm going to read is a work in progress, but it's called The Heart's Portal. Okay. The heart is not just an organ. It's a portal, an opening to abundance, to truth, to the parts of you you're too afraid to face. The past clings like shadows. The present rushes like water through your hands. And the future? It waits, whispering, promises you may not believe yet. Scars tell their stories, not of defeat, but of survival, of wounds that once bled freely and now stand as reminders that healing is not an end, but a process. Pain, it shapes us, doesn't it? No matter where it comes from, a betrayal, a loss, the weight of being unseen. Every being craves freedom, the kind that doesn't demand an apology, because freedom isn't loud. It doesn't come with fanfare or fireworks. It arrives in quiet moments, when you finally let the walls crumble, when you stop carrying swords that only wound yourself. Looking inside is the hardest part. You see the jagged edges you've tried to ignore, the pride that once protected you but now keeps you locked away. What if you let it go? What if you stop fighting long enough to remember what love feels light, not from others, but from you. It's warm there, beneath the layers of armor where your inner voice still whispers, you are worthy. You are enough. You've built chains of survival, but survival isn't living. Break them. Love isn't loud either. It's a choice you make every day, in the small moments when you want to turn away from the mirror, from the truth, or from yourself. Choosing love isn't a single act. It is in letting go. It is in the sitting still. It's in the decision to carry hope, even when the weight of it feels unbearable. Listen, the heart whispers. It doesn't scream. Are you listening? Poem.
Oh, Nadia, you leveled up with that one. That was beautiful. Everybody give it up for Nadia.
Everybody can
Sounded done to me.
Oh, yeah. So, we got, yeah, looks like we got a short list of both the Zoom list and the live list. So, Thomas, I think what's going on right now is that was that if that was pretty sure that was it for the for round one of the Zoom. So
Yeah, round one of
on
the
deck
Zooms.
should
So
be Prince
yeah, if
P,
we
if I'm
want, we
not
can do.
mistaken.
Yeah, we can do
So we'll
Principe
keep
then
that in
Big
mind.
Slap.
So on
Yeah.
deck we'll have Principe via Zoom. Let's step up to the plate now. Please get it for Big Slappy. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Big Slappy, Bill. Now, you remember earlier when I did that lighthearted poem? Well, this isn't that. This is a poem that I wrote sometime in the blur between the 5th and the 10th of this month. And it sort of speaks for itself, needs no major introduction. It's called The Parable. Two men are standing in a field, 100 paces from one another. Meet me in the middle, says the man on the right, and the man on the left takes 50 steps forward. The man on the right takes 25. Meet me in the middle, says the man on the right, and the man on the left takes 14. Well, the man on the right takes 4. Meet me in the middle, and the man on the left takes 10. But the man on the right has taken 4 steps back. Meet me in the middle, and the man on the left takes 10 more, and the man on the right takes 10 back, and 10 more. And the man on the left is desperate to meet in the middle. It's fair, it's just, it's right. And so he walks to the right, 10 more, and 10 more. And the braying beast he walks with grows weary, its pack grows heavy, it sheds its load. Good, thinks the man on the left, all the easier to meet in the middle. And the man on the right walks 10 steps back, past a backwards pachyderm, and his eagle bears the fangs of a viper as he grins. The bundle he bears holds the head of an axe. He stands stark still now, symbol held high. 10 more steps to meet me in the middle. And the man on the left steps forward, all too eagerly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Big Slappy. One more time, give it for Big Slappy.
Yeah, I love
All
that
right.
math.
Let's see here. We
Thanks,
didn't
Slappy.
have an extra person coming in the Zoom room, but they'll have, we're not gonna rush them. But at this point, I just want to give a quick shout out to Generally Simo. He's a really dope poet. We'll be hearing from him a little later on, so let's give him some chance to breathe. So with that said, yeah, as I said before, Principe was on deck, and he still is. He's actually going to be coming up on deck. We got myself, but get about this time one more time for Principe. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Principe.
I am the observer. So many things I will not be. I will not love. Rather, I be outside a boundary to love, thermal embrace. I will not be a monarch, butterfly. Rather, I observe its nimble sky dance. I will not be a star. Rather, peer with a telescopic gaze. I will not be a moon. Rather, see it bloom after the day settles. Neither a ballerina dancer, but an onlooker, seeing them gale with rhythm and unfurl their bodies. Neither a poet, but a rhyming, alliterating, and tap dancing with words, kind a poem. I'm the observer. And I'll read one more. A love letter to the ocean. You see, I resign myself to see you also, women once said. I do so too, because your vast aura massages my feet whenever I'm at the foot of you. In fact, I adore your emerald blue skin. I adore you so much that I miss your pacifying presence. Even your blue diamond epidermis whistles sweet melodies in my ear. It leaves me in a meditative trance. See, you are a body of mystery. Each discovery adds mirthful jitters to my life. So at night, after the gold ball settles, stars twinkle upon you. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody give it up for Prince P.
More.
Jr. And I can never get enough. Make sure you guys
All
are
right,
following him and
everybody,
share on
please give it for
Instagram.
Prince P one more time.
Yeah.
Great work, Principal.
Yeah, I had a couple people come in the Zoom room, so we're gonna be trying our best to reorder the list so we can get people who want to perform a chance to do just that, because we would love to hear from them. So with that said, on deck, we got Generalissimo, but one more time on this mic, give it up for your host. Yeah.
Tough to be the king, isn't it?
So here's a different poem from those other poems. Yeah, this one's called Word Junkie. My name is Andres Reyes, and I am an addict.
Hi, Andres.
I'm addicted to the feeling of pen on paper, juicy words that the page will savor, creating poetry that influences radical behavior. You see, when it's a passion, it's never a labor, so let's take artistic expression, straight no chase, and scream the eternal cries, just resting within Mother Nature. May all our poems be stirred destined prayers that become future lifesavers to the ones who may be your future engravers. I'm addicted to the community, the feeling of unrivaled unity, achieving spiritual immunity, not feeling like a minority, the wonderful souls and personalities where every day is a ceremony, a celebration of our humanity. I'm addicted to the energy of comfortably showing vulnerability, relaying hurts into healing creatively, and relaying that into a frequency from minds to throats to technology to the world around me with the hope that maybe my words can provide validity in someone's reality. I'm addicted to poetry. Can you feel me? My system refuses to make antibodies, so they create a bug that embodies all of me. I'm addicted to poetry and the ability it gives me to be a little wild, a little crazy, pushing and testing language to its boundaries just to see what it could be for shits and giggles in scientific theory. I'm addicted to poetry and the spiritual liberty it brings to me. I am a word junkie whose only fix is poetry again. My name is this, Ray is, and I am an addict. For there is no high in the world that compares to spoken word. Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for Dre. I love that piece, bro. I am a word addict as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you for allowing me to share that one more piece there. Cool. So with that said, we'll have one more live performer. Big Slap, you got one more piece?
I can do one more.
Cool. We'll have one more piece from you. And then, yeah, you'll be on deck, but step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Generalissimo.
Thank you. So this piece was recently published in a Indian journal called Reach for the Sky. It's called The Art of the Take, or The Meaning of Live. Gimme, gimme, gimme money. Pay my rent. Don't keep me. Feed me. Don't take my dignity. Give me a good life. To me, a good life is a life not spent alone. Gimme, gimme, gimme honey. Royal jelly from a hive of bees, sticky and sweet, melting into my morning tea. Its flavor taking my taste buds to ecstasy. Gimme, gimme, gimme sugar. When it's white, it's sweet, yet when it's brown, it's got the good stuff the white ain't got. Then there's sugar that's almost black. So hard it must be heated to soften it, to use it, though it's a little bitter. There's always some hidden sweet in everything that's bitter. Gimme, gimme, gimme rice. It can be sticky, it can be fluffy. So many colors. Rice, white is nice, but a bit of a letdown when you taste brown, so hearty and earthy. Then there's red, so seductively savory, and black rice. A superfood once reserved for royalty. It turns everything in the pot purple, like squid ink paints everything black. No matter where in the world you go, you will find a different rice. Rice is the grain of life. We can survive on rice alone. It nurtures our blood, brains, and bones. So gimme, gimme, gimme all I want, all I need. Gimme money, gimme honey, gimme sugar, gimme rice, gimme water, gimme air, gimme breath, gimme life, gimme love, gimme the world. When someone says, gimme, they really say, let me take from you. And if you give a little every time you take, those you take from won't eat your cake. After all, life is basically give and take, and all human beings take and give. What if instead of gimme, you said, let me give? You might discover the meaning of to give is what it really means to live. And I'll do this piece right here called An Ode to the Wisdom of Fishermen. It's pouring rain when the sun should be rising. My alarm is screaming when in my bed I'm dreaming. Drops are two-stepping across my roof like an invitation to stay where I am, to hide away from life, to avoid all the strife. Dare I open my eyes, lift my head from my pillow for the sake of being awake? Dare I lift the cover, step onto the floor, put one foot in front of the other? Dare I brush my teeth, maybe shave, and shower away residue of yesterday, rinse and dry, then swathe my lower extremities with thick winter socks, layer my breathing corpse with layers of clothing, and dare I imbibe hot black coffee, laced with an extra strong mint fisherman's friend lozenge, infusing my breath and bloodstream with menthol and caffeine in preparation for a cold winter day, with air that forces me to exhale fog with every breath I take. Thank you, Gordon Sumner. The end.
Yeah, Generalissimo.
All right, damn right. Give it up for Generalissimo one more time. Yeah.
Yeah, fire, fire. Gimme, gimme, gimme. More
All right.
Generalissimo.
So with that said, we're gonna keep this shindig rolling. Just a quick little advertisement. If you are digging what you're seeing, there's some information on the back of this clipboard. With that said, you can follow us on Instagram at Open Minds Open Mic, or give some support to the Bookery here at Bookery MHT, or you could support what I'm doing with at the One Slam Jam on Instagram. And here you have the Zoom information right here. So if you wanted to tune in to one of these events via Zoom, whether it be on Monday nights, Saturday nights, because tomorrow is Saturday night, and tomorrow we have this thing called the Slam Jam, where it's another open mic, but there's also another element to it where there's like a slam workshop. So anybody who's into slam poetry could have a practice space. Pretty much the model of the place is that we're not here to prove, we're here to improve. And every week we have a special guest coach. And with that said, tomorrow we got Nemo Soon, awesome poet. I'm looking forward to this. Basically, you're gonna get a nice preview of his work tonight, or he is on deck on the list. But step into the plate one more time. Please give it up for Big Slappy. Come on up, my dude.
Hi, I'm still Big Slappy, regrettably. So, that one before was kind of a downer. Just so you don't get sick of me, I thought I'd do an upper. And this is one that I have performed here before, but it was at the first show, when it was just you folks on the Zoom call attending, and myself, and our host, and the staff. There was a nice gaggle of people, but I'm glad that it has grown. And let's hope it continues to grow. In this beautiful cosmopolitan location. And this one is sort of about cosmopolitan locations and the cosmopolitan lifestyle. It's called One Size Fits All, and it's the first poem I wrote that I was proud of. And it's the second poem I wrote, so that tells you what I think of the first. Growing up, I always thought I'd be a part of the cosmopolitan lifestyle. I always thought to myself, I can't wait to move to the city. I can't wait to have my own little job, my own little apartment. I'll make art and I'll love art and I'll enjoy art. I'll go to museums, to films, to plays. I will live life and I will love life. And in other parts of this country, so will others. Some will wake at the crack of dawn, work a farm, drive a tractor, pull a plow, so that others may safely live and eat. And they will live life and they will love life. Some will be up well past the first raise, collect cans off the curbs, dump them into a big slow truck, pick a little litter off a big street, so that others may safely live and eat. And they will live life and they will love life. Some will wake to a 9 to 5, sit in a cubicle staring at a screen, sell insurance, sell machines to others who can afford, so that these others may safely live and eat. And they will live life and they will love life. Some may enjoy but never make art. Some may enjoy but never love art. May never venture further than their own children's grade school play. May find joy only in the hung portraits of the local fast food dives. May never go to the city, ride in a taxi, get stuck on a downtown train, look up and see buildings so tall they play defense on the crystal blue of the sky. And some may never care for these experiences that I longed for while watching PBS, WGBH out of Boston. Remind me of the importance of art, literature, music, cinema. Some may long for things nothing like my own needs. And I found a joy in this thought. I found a joy in this knowledge of a deep diversity of interest, that somewhere out there was a kid, so much like me, who couldn't wait to move to the country, wake up at the crack of dawn, work the farm till noon from morn, ride a tractor 20 miles into town and buy a 20-pound bag of corn to plant 20 and 20 and 20 more rows. Somewhere out there was a kid so much like me who couldn't wait to settle into a nice suburban home, sell an insurance subscription that kept its fire safe, bringing in enough to cover their spouse and 2 kids for decades, driving to the office, driving to school in the Honda Civic Their kid swears it's uncool because they just don't understand yet. The gas mileage on that baby totally rules. Somewhere out there was a kid, so much like me, who needed to grow up to be a garbage man, who needed to grow up to be a phone salesman, a fireman, a social worker, a librarian, a goods importer, a waiter to take your order, a fellow art enjoyer and supporter, just as badly as I needed to grow up to be someone that ensured access to these dreams to those who would chase them. When I was younger, I needed to believe. When I was younger, I needed to be someone who lived life and loved life, and I needed to believe that was what others wanted too. Growing up, I could never understand one size fit all. It always felt too big for me. Now more grown, not full grown, I can clearly see. One size fits all is actually two sizes too small. Oh.
Yo, that last line.
All right, give it up for Big Slappy one more time. Man, all right.
Wow.
Yo, that last line was a mic drop, dude.
The live portion. However, we're going to be streaming three more poets via Zoom before we conclude our open mic shenanigans here at the Bookery. But before we do, I also want to give a quick shout out to the Bookery. Thank you for allowing us to do this little shindig. Give it up for the Bookery at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, Bookery, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep this shindig rolling. On deck, we got Thomas Open Minds, but at this time, please give it up for Nemo Soon.
Thank you, Dre. It's great to be here. I have two pieces. This first one is dedicated to Mr. Witz. I watched three birds flying above great stone eagles guarding a bridge and thought of you. How you've watched over me. Stone sentinels poised to catch the wind when the call comes. No one ever summons like those lost in time. Soldiers who drowned in mud, sailors whose bodies will never find dirt, mothers with nothing to bury but grief. We tell ourselves comfort stories, how they died fighting. But bombs bursting in bellies don't care. They're just gone. Does the stone remember them? Will these lines? You taught me to honor the voices we carry. We poets observe flights and make verses of them. We defenders of meaning. Are these words worth the vigilance? Brackish bits of beauty in the mind-numbing morass of the mechanism? Is this temple worth guarding? These formations fly to their fate while we wait. Fleeting wings searching for something that isn't going to last. While our watch lasts lifetimes.
Wow, Nemo.
And then this piece is new this week. Everyone at this table is fighting to heal. Mary doesn't make eye contact while Billy sleeps in the corner. Tim is in the middle of his life story, and Susan wears long sleeves, but you still see the scars. Nobody can understand what Glenn is saying. The business we do here is the business of survival. Marcy doesn't talk to men while Mia has gotten clean again. Nelson asks Marcy why nobody cares. Edward keeps interrupting and Elliot keeps rolling his eyes. Somebody is taking Nancy's lunch. We could all walk out, but we're staying here. Thomas can't stop shaking, and Patty smells like lavender and weed. Bobby's bouncing is triggering Tina, but Tina has nowhere else to go. Everybody knows Sandra's full of shit. I'll be here again next week. Some faces will be missing. Some faces will be new. Sarah says the only way to save her son is sending him to prison. Horace is trying to stay out of the hospital while Paula's meds make her feel dead inside. Becca wrote a beautiful poem about her grief, but couldn't finish, so Joseph read it for her. Joseph is afraid to meet the souls he sent to hell. The phone on the wall won't stop ringing, but no one answers because no one knows what to say. Thank you.
Yo, Nemo.
Wow.
The most
Wow.
inspiring.
All right. Everybody give up for Nemo Soom at this time.
Yeah, Nemo.
And you can
Thank
catch,
you for that.
like
That was
really just
great.
there. You catch more of that tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at this Zoom room for the Slam Jam. It's a really nice opportunity, a chance to workshop your poetry, get some fun feedback, and just kind of, vibe with the Slam Jam fam. With that said, enough with the shameless promotion. We have 2 more moments. That's on deck. We got Nadia, but step into the plate now. Please get up for Thomas Open Minds.
Hello, hello. I just want to say what's up to Midnight, who just entered the room. So we might have another poet on deck for y'all too. But I want to share this one. It's just called Dear Reflection. Hey, you. I see you seeing me, believing in we, my sweet, dearest reflection. It seems these years have left a progression on this face of ours. So many hours we have spent wasted on contemplation of these lines wrapped tightly around our mind. I'm glad to see you're doing fine. The times you were sad were hard for me. We finally seem to be breaking free from the trauma we have sailed in, the failures that derailed us. I'm so glad we can look into each other's eyes once more without crying or feeling remorse for not accomplishing a better score. I'm sorry that your back is sore. As you know, it's been a rough life. Thank you for being right by my side, even when you hide from this reflection, trying to ignore our imperfections. I feel blessed when we are both on the same page. Let's spread love and light and dodge the grave. Maybe play a montage of all our victories in lieu of pain. I'm glad we are the same. You get me. I hope you never forget we. When I step away from this glass, keep us in your mind as all the time passes us by. I got another little short one if you want to.
All right, groovy. Everybody give it up for Thomas Open Minds at this time.
Ooh, yeah, Thomas.
Yeah, actually. So looks like we got a couple people just joined in. I saw that Midnight joined in also during Thomas's performance. Terry Rose Jerkson. Hello, welcome to Open Minds Cafe. If you'd like to be on the list, just let me know or Thomas know on the group chat. But with that said, currently, we might. I think again, double check who's on deck. It might be Terry. It might be Midnight. We'll figure that out. But stepping up to the plate now, please give it up for Nadia.
Hi, everyone. This next piece is called Journey of Illumination. A source of light dwells deep within each soul, unearthing this treasure, making oneself whole. It's a journey inward, not for the faint of heart, an inner wilderness, a hidden work of art. Encountering those quick to declare defeat, who label you too much and hastily retreat. They're not your destined tribe or heartfelt tune. Your tribe will find you under the moon. Make yourself the priority, release with love. Let go of their burdens, rise above. Healing old, deep wounds that are your sacred art. Embrace the divine with a trusting heart. Choosing oneself sets you on a path uniquely carved, releasing others' pains, though it may be hard. Freeing your energy, you invite more light, illuminating your spirit, shining ever so bright. This self journey, divinely guided and true, may seem lonely when misunderstood by a few. Yet there are those who will recognize your inner glow, celebrating the unique soul you show. To see one's own beauty is a reward so rich, shedding old masks, moving beyond the past niche, embracing the light of your current phase while evolving authentically in radiant ways. Poem.
Beautiful. As always, Nadia. Thank you for that blessing.
All right, everybody, please give it up for Nadia at this time.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit in line because we're not too sure if Midnight is ready to go up next, but we're just gonna buy him some time. Play on the safe side. So Terry, if you are ready, you are next. And with that said, give it up for Terry Rose Jerson.
Thanks. I'm gonna read this poem called Wicked. Past, a revelation about my dark past. It smelled like vomit and stale cigarettes and looked like a dirty ashtray filled with regrets next to a tear-stained bar glass life. No amount of showering will ever make it clean. Present. My current situation is filled with multicolor fluffy pillows and warm dog cuddled in blankets. Binged Prime Video gobbled up classics with sweet scented candles and coffee. Fear is the root of the rotted family tree that prevents me from making any real connection with another human. Courage is when I grab, pull, and twist fear into a crumbling mass, collapse at my feet, and proceed without looking back on my ancestral path. Truth is like trying to grab the brass ring at the carousel that was not there. Details embellished for the enrichment of the story, tailored to fit the storyteller, and gets muddled over time. Lies are millions and multiply daily like undiscovered galaxies. Are believed they derive from pure evil, but I know they were born from the failed human experiment. Defiance is when my dog looks me in the eye after giving a command and does something else. Obedience on those rare occasions when my dog listens and obeys a command, she gets a reward. Healing is the 24/7 state of my unforgiving bloody heart, gushing over past loves and making a fucking mess of anything it touches, knowing the whole time all it had to do to get back to home, knowing the whole time all it had to do to get back to there's no place like home was to click its ruby heels together 3 times. But when home is toxic, 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 it must go to AA, NA, and Codependent Anonymous. Pain is knowing you do not have much time left to fix what you have broken.
Do you have another one you can share with us?
Um,
All
I
right,
have a
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Shit
More,
right there
more.
from Terry Roasters. And one more time, give it for Terry Roasters.
Yeah, Terry.
thanks.
Let's
Am
see
I doing
here.
another poem or no?
We'll do it after this. We're gonna
I'm
close out
gonna
the
do a quick
hyperlink
check
stuff.
on Midnight. He hasn't responded in the group chat, so we're gonna quickly call him out. If you're ready to share with
Midnight.
us, if you're able to, you're able to do that right now. However, if you're still at work, still, unable to, we're gonna be closing the hybrid section. So going once, this is awkward. Going twice. Yay! I'll
Hey,
go.
we
All
got
right. So with
Midnight.
that
Hey,
said, everybody,
sold to
please
Midnight.
give it up for Midnight to close us out.
I'm sorry, I was at work. I was distracted for a second. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. You good?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Three haiku in a piece. Wearing dashiki asked, "Are you from Africa?" Was supposed to be. Had a date last night. Was better than expected. Tonight, I'll try figs. Stop resisting. Taught levels of aggression. How cops are triggered. Uh, I don't think I did this piece before. I don't remember. I know of no particular that wasn't here I am now. But she was 36, proud to announce herself as a ride or die bitch. But here's the kicker. She wanted to get to know me better. You see, bitch by definition is a female dog when used in slang dialect. It's supposed to keep a bitch in check. So I suggest you use it properly. Bitch, the sound is a noun. To bitch or bitchy, adjective or verb. But if you ask me, disgusting whenever referred. But she was 36, proud to announce herself as a ride or die bitch. Now, you often hear in this song, snap fingers, tap feet, memorizing the lyrics. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. And his line even refers to the canine. But this line is never rejected because calling a woman a bitch is often accepted. I know another artist that uses the word 37 times in a rhyme and says as a compliment to a woman that does her own thing, doesn't need a man, gets money any which way that she can. I know people that do the same thing. I call them my friends. Two of them in particular are my sisters, so I call them by their names. Now that's similar to the word nigger, because some people figure if you spell or pronounce it different, it will carry a different meaning. How demeaning. So it makes me wonder if one day I should ever have a daughter, what will people be inclined to call her? Or will she put them in their place, reminding them of things that daddy taught her, so that no one will ever dare to call her or introduce her as daddy's little bitch.
Yo, Midnight. Thank you for coming through and sharing that with us, bro.
Appreciate
Yeah, your haiku game is insane, bro. I fucking love your
All right,
haiku
all
game.
right, all right. Give it up for Midnight, everybody.
Woo!
It's not controversial, but yeah, looks like there was a question that needed to be addressed, but sit tight on that question. The Zoom room will still be open after we close up shop here in Chester. But I just want to give out another shout out to the Bookery. Thank you for
Yeah,
enduring
Bookery.
another Open Minds Cafe. Thank you very much. Everybody, please give it for the Bookery.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank y'all for
Woo!
giving space for that.
Yeah. Woo!
And with that said, thank you everybody here for tuning in, either on Zoom, coming in person. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all sharing space and keeping this vibe going. And yes, this is a once a month thing, so stay tuned to when the next one is. I believe the next one will be lined up on December 27th. So slap that in your calendars, December 27th. We'll be here again Friday night, 7 p.m. Same bad time, same bad channel, so please come in and tune in. So until next time, everybody, please keep writing, please keep loving, peace and love to y'all, and have a great night.